$1.50 fee themselves. If you were holding your breath over the New York budget, you can now exhale. Word is filtering down from Albany that there is a deal. It preserves the millionaire's tax for 2 more years. It increases school funding 4%. It increases spending on crumbling water pipes. And according to Newsday, it encourages homeowners to replace their septic systems, which are mostly in Suffolk County, by subsidizing the cost. WCBS News Time, 11:14.
If you're drowning in IRS debt and can't afford to pay, then you need to take advantage of special IRS tax programs that are available and free yourself from IRS collection efforts once and for all. Due to the financial hardship consumers are facing during the decline in the U.S. economy, the Internal Revenue Service has made it easier to settle delinquent tax problems. An open phone line has been established by Community Tax for consumers to call and see if they qualify. Take down this number or store it in your cell phone, but call the Community Tax Helpline at 800-532-7713. If you owe bad taxes to the IRS and cannot afford to pay them back, or even if you have years of unfiled tax returns, there's no need to fear anymore. But you have to call the Community Tax Helpline today at 800-532-7713 for the help that you need. Don't take on the IRS alone. They can attack your wages, savings, pension, home, and even your Social Security check. Call 800-532-7713 for your free consultation and to see if you qualify. That's 800-532-7713.
10 seconds to sports.
XYZ is the reliable premier luxury corporate sedan service in the tri-state area. Call 800-535-3377 or go to xyzcar.com. Corporate accounts welcome.
It is overcast and 53 degrees in Central Park. The high today, 62.
Streaming live at radio.com and tune in and at cbsnewyork.com. This is WCBS News Radio 880.
Good morning, I'm Pat Harnack. It's 11:15. And live at the sports desk, here's Brad Heller.
A bad first of many nights over the next 6 months with both the Mets and Yankees in action together. Mets meet the Braves at Citi Field after a day off. Bartolo Colon doesn't have to wait long to face his former team. He got one of the loudest ovations on opening day during introductions. Jacob DeGrom will start for the Mets. Will the Yankees go with Michael Pineda as they look to take the opening series with the Rays down in St. Pete? Practice rounds of the Masters have been postponed because of bad weather and also puts the popular par 3 contest in jeopardy. The tournament is set to start tomorrow. Hockey, the Rangers have already clinched a playoff spot, and they already know their opponent. They're going to face the Canadians in the opening round. So head coach Alain Vigneault resting a bunch of guys tonight in Washington, including Ryan McDonough and Rick Nash, but Henrik Lundqvist is expected to be in net. Islanders and Devils are off. The Islanders, 3 games to go. They're hanging on for dear life for a playoff spot after last night's overtime win in Nashville. They're 5 points out of the final wild card spot with just 3 games to go. The Knicks and Nets are both off today. The U.S. Soccer Federation and the World Cup champion women's team have agreed on a new labor contract. The deal replaces a working arrangement that expired on December 31st. Now, 5 high-profile members of the national team, including Carly Lloyd, Alex Morgan, and Hope Solo, also filed a complaint with the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission last March that alleged wage discrimination by U.S. Soccer. That still remains in place. And coming up at 11:45, the baseball player that was hit 3 times last night in the same inning. Sports at 15 and 45. Brad Heller, WCBS 880 Sports.
WCBS News Time, 11:17.
It's April, and that means there's a unique limited-time opportunity for you to own your waterfront dream home on the river at 1200 Avenue at Port Imperial in Weehawken. During April only, Lennar Northeast is offering a special real estate tax incentive on luxurious 2- and 3-bedroom condominiums that feature breathtaking Manhattan skyline views across the river. Yet Midtown is just minutes away by car or public transportation. Your Avenue Collection lifestyle includes elegant European cabinetry, granite countertops, Brazilian chestnut hardwood flooring, spa-like bathrooms, balconies and terraces, enclosed parking, an amazing fitness center and pool, many social gathering areas, both indoors and out, even a theater. Homes priced from $1.4 million. Call our Welcome Home Center now for details about our special real estate tax incentive during April only. Call 201-210-0099 or click on theavenuecollectionnj.com. Call today, 201-210-0099. The Avenue Collection by Lennar, 201-210-0099.
Traffic and weather together after this.
Sotheby's anniversary sale. Save 30 and an additional 20% off. Manhattan, Glen Cove, Hartsdale, Farmingdale, Stamford, Danbury, Livingston, and Paramus, or sothebyahome.com.
At 11:18,
for traffic and weather together on the 8th. We're sponsored by Meridiana round-trip flights from $589, all inclusive. Here is Jim Feldman.
Thanks, Matt. Still dealing with this accident on the Brooklyn-bound Arizona Bridge. It's actually on the Brooklyn side on the ramp to the eastbound Bell Parkway, still causing some slowdowns because of that, so watch out. We've got roadwork repair on the FDR. Pothole repair still about 2:30, pretty much for the entire length of the FDR. We're actually seeing some slowdowns now from the southbound Harlem River Drive from around the 130s all the way down to the RFK Triborough Bridge, and then all the way down to around the 60s on the southbound FDR. Still really slow on the westbound LIE in Queens from Nassau County out to 188th Street, and you're still seeing some delays as well in Brooklyn on the westbound Bell Parkway from Pennsylvania Avenue all the way down to the Mill Basin Drawbridge. Inbound at the Lincoln Tunnel, probably looking at about a 15 to 30 minute delay. Still, you've got construction on the outbound George Washington Bridge, lower level on the span till about 2:30 minutes, causing massive delays all the way back to the Bruckner on the westbound Cross Bronx, and really heavy both directions on the Deegan, pretty much from the Cross Bronx to the RFK Triborough Bridge. Into New Jersey, still have this accident being cleared in the truck lanes of the Turnpike southbound at interchange 14. The exit ramp is partially blocked, and in Newburgh southbound on the thruway at exit 17, you've got some debris on the roadway to watch out for. Traffic update less than 10 minutes away at WCDS.
Thanks, Jim. And we head on over now to the CBS2 ChevyOffers.com weather desk for John Elliott.
More and more sun as we work our way into and through the afternoon. Likely the nicest day of the week with mostly sunny skies and 64. Take advantage of it while weather returns tomorrow. Increasing clouds in 45 overnight. Your evening activity should be fine. Tomorrow the rain will start a little later. We see some showers in the morning, but the heavier rain with those isolated thunderstorms, that'll be in the afternoon. That's different than it was earlier in the week. Gusty winds too. Cool wind, just 54 for a high. 52 with leftover showers on Friday. Be mindful of the case potential for some isolated flooding both Thursday and Friday. Better Saturday, partly sunny and 56. And that trend continues, mostly sunny and 63 on your Sunday. I'm John Elliott, the CBS 2 Weather Center.
Overcast, 53 degrees in Central Park. The high once again today, 62. WCBS News Time, 11:20. Treat yourself with a non-stop flight to southern Italy with Meridiana, the breathtaking splendors of Capri and Positano, and the ancient ruins of Agrigento and Pompeii. Meridiana is the only airline that operates non-stop service from JFK to Naples and Palermo, the quickest destinations to the Amalfi Coast and the beauties of Sicily. Book today to fly by the end of October. Round-trip flights from $589, all inclusive. Call Meridiana at 718-751-4499 or visit meridiana.com.
Guys, Macy's men's suiting clearance event just made updating your wardrobe a whole lot easier. Hurry in for incredible 70 to 85% savings and find your favorite designers. Save on suits and separates, sport coats and blazers, dress shirts and ties, dress pants, and more. This is the one. 70 to 85% savings on the looks you need for work, special celebrations, flags on the town, and more. Hurry, Macy's men's suiting clearance event ends soon. Savings on clearance prices excluding supplies.
WCBS News Time, 11:21. A New Jersey Mets fan whose reaction to being late to opening day because of Monday's derailment at Penn Station went viral will not have to deal with New Jersey Transit for his next game. Excedrin heard Frank Fleming's pain and is footing the bill, get this, to send him to Friday's game against the Marlins in a private car. Ooh la la, Frank. Fleming says he can't believe all the attention his outburst has gotten him. The Yankees are offering $10 tickets to attract more fans. Our Peter Haskell spoke with Kevin Dart. He is the team's VP of ticket sales.
What's the difference here for fans in terms of prices and what they can buy? Sure, this year we introduced our $15 pinstripe pass, as well as a $10 bandstand ticket. It's allowing fans to get in the stadium for as low as $15, and that ticket with the pinstripe pass comes with a beverage as well. Why are you doing this? We've been kind of listening to a lot of our fans, and we wanted to kind of put together opportunities that are affordable fans to come to a stadium and enjoy the game. We think by offering the pinstripe pass as well as our $10 grandstand seats, it kind of brings kind of a new generation of fans to the ballpark.
The Yankees home opener is Monday. WCBS News Time, 11:23. Bison is all the rage. I've had Farnak with the WCBS Health and Wellbeing Report, sponsored by the Valley Hospital in Ridgewood, New Jersey. Looking for a good alternative to burgers? Food and nutrition editor of Men's Health magazine
You can find it just about everywhere.
I can actually find it at my local supermarket here in Allentown, Pennsylvania, so that's saying something. You know, bison, buffalo, it's a great American meat almost. You know, we had nearly eradicated it from the United States, but farmers and ranchers are bringing it back, and what's great about it is it has an excellent nutrition profile.
Tell us about the taste of bison. I know it doesn't taste like chicken, so.
No, it doesn't taste like chicken, but it does taste a lot like beef. I tend to use it in chilies. It's a great lean meat for chilies, and we actually have a recipe in the April issue of Men's Health for bison tacos.
The entire interview at cbsnewyork.com/880 audio. I'm Pat Farnack, WCBS News Radio 880. WCBS News Time 11:24. Valley's new partnership with the Mount Sinai Health System is making headlines. Sabeta Santana Joseph, a nurse navigator in Valley's Urologic Oncology Department, explains her role.
The nurse navigator is at the core of the team in cancer care. The person that really meets the patient and the family and really helps that patient navigate through the healthcare system, through treatment and onto surgery.
Valley Health System and Mount Sinai Health System, leading edge cancer care close to home.
To Yankee Stadium for the opening week of the 2017 season as the Yankees host the Tampa Bay Rays, April 10th through April 13th. Monday, April 10th is both opening day and magnetic schedule day for all guests, presented by AT&T. And on Wednesday, April 12th, MasterCard presents $5 tickets in select areas of the Terrace Grandstand or bleachers. For tickets, log on to Yankees.com or call Ticketmaster today.
WCBS News Time 11:25, and it's an up day on Wall Street. It's time for business, and we're sponsored by Provident Bank. From Bloomberg World Headquarters, here's Tracy Johnke. Wall Street is off its high, but the NASDAQ is still heading for a new high, and the Dow is still up north of 100 points, rising 130 to 20,818. The NASDAQ is up 22 points to a record 5,921. The S&P up 11. Wall Street started in high gear after ADP reported stronger than expected March jobs growth. It says employers added 263,000 jobs last month. That's well above estimates for the government's own report coming out Friday. Investors are taking these gains down a notch, though, as the oil market erases its gains. Traders were expecting a drawdown in U.S. oil supplies last week. The Energy Department reporting an increase. Apple investors are now brushing off a report of an iPhone 8 delay. The company's shares were down in pre-market trading after a Taiwan business publication said there's an issue with the phone's curved screens and 3D camera technology. Twitter got it last fall. This fall, Amazon Prime will be streaming the NFL's Thursday night football games. Amazon's paying $50 million for the live streaming rights to 10 games. This is news at 25 and 55 past every hour. I'm Tracy Johnke, Bloomberg Business for WCBS News Radio 880. WCBS News Time 11:26.
How do you put a price on hustle, on sweat, on determination, on being the first one in, last one out? Truth is, you can't put a price on hustle. So when an opportunity comes my way, I'll take it.
Get the account that works as hard as you. Provident Bank's free Business Advantage checking. 1,000 free transactions a month and cash back. Learn more at www.provident.bank or stop by your local branch for details. Provident Bank, commitment you can count on. Member FDIC.
Finally, spring has arrived. It's all about the do-over, the fresh start. Remember all that time you wasted this winter searching endlessly for a parking spot? Well, no need to dwell on the past. With Spot Hero, you can get everywhere a whole lot easier. Just download the Spot Hero app. Start booking all your parking in advance, right from your phone. And with promo code SPRING, you'll save $10 off your first spot. That's promo code SPRING. Spot Hero. Park smarter. In the world of small business, there is only one Joe Connolly. Most businesses start by solving a problem.
And they feel like no one has.
New York's best small business storyteller.
What advice can you give to business owners? First of all, you gotta love what you do.
Every Wednesday on WCBS, catch a small business spotlight. It will inspire and enlighten.
If you're gonna do something, it has to be the real deal.
That's Wednesdays on WCBS and anytime at cbsnewyork.com/50. Sponsored by Copel Auto Group.
WCBS News Time 11:28. For the first time in its 129-year history, Manischewitz is producing a triangular-shaped matzah for Passover. The company's says because of the popularity of matzo pizza, there was a demand for the new shape. In fact, new matzo is part of the company's matzo pizza kit. 11:28, time for traffic and weather together on the 8th. And first up is Jim Keldon.
And first up is this accident in Newark, New Jersey. Southbound truck lanes of the Turnpike at interchange 14 still have the exit ramp partially flooded with that. And we've got construction on the outbound Pulaski Skyway. One lane's going to be blocked off till about 2:30 this afternoon. In Westchester County, pretty good across the Tappan Zee Bridge at 287. In Yorktown, southbound to Connick near Bear Mountain State Parkway, some EMS activity. It is on the shoulder. All lanes are passable. Just watch out for that. This report sponsored by ADT, protecting what matters most for over 140 years. ADT is more than a sign in your yard. It's 24/7 monitoring for your peace of mind. Visit ADT.com. Now the forecast from the Dolby CBS Weather Center.
Hey, thank you, Jim. Hi, everybody. So now this is starting to add up. It's starting to make sense. We're connecting the dots. We've shifted the wind. We have a little bit more of a west wind, and in parts of the area it's a southwest wind. That element will ultimately keep Long Island a little cooler, but we are seeing more reports of a little bit more sun on the island. We'll see more sun in the city this afternoon, and with that, we should be in the low to mid-60s way to kind of catch our breath before the next rainmaker arrives. Not raining tonight, it is tomorrow. Showers in the morning, heavier rain with storms in the afternoon. Over an inch possible around the area. 54 on Thursday, 52 raw degrees Friday. I'm John Elliott, the CBS 2 Weather Center.
WCBS News Time, 11:30.
Traffic and weather for York, New Jersey, and Connecticut. We all.
Reported the attack on a cell phone. They say the boys left and the victim told friends what happened. A guidance counselor was notified, then the principal, and police. Sources say the victim told police she saw someone holding a cell phone and possibly recording the incident, though cops have yet to recover any video. A 14-year-old boy was charged with sex abuse and forcible touching. A 15-year-old was hit with the same charges along with unlawful imprisonment. An order of protection was issued barring them from any contact with the victim. Department of Education spokeswoman Toya Holness says that this incident is deeply troubling and, quote, we are working closely with the NYPD as they conduct an investigation. Nothing is more important than the safety of students and staff, and we're ensuring that it is swiftly addressed. Winds News Time 11:31. From the Dodge Traffic Center, here's Karen Stewart.
Well, good morning, everybody. Let's see what we've got for you here on the roadways. 1 and 9, the truck routes northbound of the Passaic River Bridge. Brand new incident there being reported. Police not on the scene yet. EMS activity on the Taconic southbound of exit 17A. That's the Bear Mountain State Parkway in Yorktown. Our shoulder is blocked so far. That's it. Switching problems at Van Cortlandt Park, 242nd Street. That leaves the one subway trains running with delays in both directions, of course. Due to signal problems at 50th, your southbound E is running with delays. And we've got signal problems at 39th Avenue as well. Northbound N subway trains and the W's have got delays. New Jersey Transit updated to track constraints at Penn Station. Northeast Corridor, North Jersey Coastline Rail Service operating on a holiday schedule with extra trains for today, the 5th. All trains shown on weekend major holiday panels will operate. Some Northeast Corridor trains will stop at Jersey Avenue, Morris, Essex, Gladstone, and Montclair. Food and Rail Service is operating on a normal weekday schedule. Alternate side of the street parking rules and regulations in effect for today citywide. Your next traffic and transit update coming up in less than 10. The next breaking traffic alert when it happens. I'm Karen Stewart on 1010 Win.
Trust your donated vehicle to the Salvation Army. Just pick up the phone and they'll handle the rest. Donate your used vehicle to the Salvation Army. Call 800-SA-TRUST.
Winds News Time 11:32. Now the official 1010 Winds AccuWeather 4-day forecast. Here's meteorologist John Fearig with this live report.
It's certainly a whole lot nicer today than it was yesterday. We'll top out in the low 60s this afternoon with some breaks of sunshine. And tonight, clouds are on the increase. It'll be dry through the evening, but rain moves in toward daybreak. The low 45. Flood watch goes into effect tomorrow morning, and we'll have rain heavy at times tomorrow. Even a thunderstorm. It'll be windy and cool. A high 56, and there will be some flooding in poor drainage areas, also street and highway flooding, and eventually we'll probably see some stream and river flooding across the region as well, especially as we head into tomorrow night as the rain starts to maybe taper off with the crisp and chilly down to 44, windy chilly Friday, a couple of showers high around 50, breezy cool Saturday, clouds and sun up to 55, and mostly sunny milder on Sunday up to 62. Right now in Central Park, 3.
Mostly cloudy going up to 62 in Midtown. Back here with Earth's John Fear, New York's weather station. 1010 with...
Right now we have 52 degrees, 57 in Secaucus, and 52 at the Acme in Golden's Bridge, sponsored by Acme, your favorite local supermarket. Wind speed time 11:33.
Your burial place planned? Catholic Cemeteries of the Archdiocese of Newark, serving Catholic families for over 160 years, recommends you make this decision now, when it can be done. And thoughtfully. Today, most burial space choices are made in advance. Come and see the many options available at the beautiful Holy Cross Cemetery and Mausoleum in North Arlington, New Jersey, during Open House Weekend on April 8th and 9th. Ease your family's burden at that difficult time and make this important decision now. Visit Holy Cross Cemetery and Mausoleum in North Arlington on Saturday, April 8th and Sunday, April 9th from 9 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. No appointment is necessary. Take advantage of special open house savings before scheduled price increases. Stop by and speak with an advisor.
What's up? No, I left. I spent an hour there. Where were you? Right. No, when you called me, I was on the LIE and it was heavy traffic. And then I answered the phone, and for some reason it went mute. Then you call me, then you call me again, I answer again, and I couldn't hear you. So yeah, I know. So what I did is, I don't know if it was my phone or your phone. So I reported it, and now I'm only in 287, so I gave you a call. So, you know, yeah. So. Okay, man, have a good one. I'm gonna take 684 because I think there's something going on 287 here. All right. No, 287. No, 287. There's something going on. I just saw the sign, but you know, something about exit 9 or something. I don't know. You know, but yeah, I might have to jump on 684. I don't know. We'll talk tomorrow. Okay, bye. Joining a street protest and chanting a police officer upset
it would be disappointing fans if they knew he was gay. But he says since they found out, it's been nothing but love. Angelo and Keith have been together almost 40 years. The secret, he tells Entertainment Tonight, separate bathrooms.
55 will make that 53 degrees, mainly cloudy skies going up to 62 in Midtown. With news time 11:39.
Montefusco and Associates voted best lawyer 5 years in a row by the readers of the LI Press because of cases like Hector that Dan Montefusco shares. In the case of Hector, there was a window washer and he was working on a scaffold, and the scaffold collapsed, but he didn't fall. He held on for dear life and hurt both his shoulders. The prior lawyer to Hector was trying to settle the case, forcing him to pay $700,000, which prompted him to change lawyers twice. What you have to do is listen to the client, understand what the needs are going forward, and be able to project that using experts. We're able to prove that by spending $68,000 of our own money. The other lawyer only spent $6,000, and then we settled it for $2.3 million. Montefusco and Associates. For a free evaluation of your case, call 800-NOW-HEART. That's 800-669-4878. Let Dan and his team represent you. 800-669-4878. Montefusco and Associates. 800-669-4878. All the time. This is Hashtag Win. You give us 22 minutes, we'll give you the world.
53 degrees at 11:40 on this Wednesday, the 5th of April. I'm Donna Vaughn, and here's what's happening. A man with a long list of priors is accused in a crime-free response yesterday that sent a postal worker to the hospital with a gunshot wound. Repairs continue, and so do train delays and cancellations following Monday's derailment at Penn Station. Mayor de Blasio out of town, taking a trip to the West Coast. We'll tell you what he's up to. And with Passover beginning in just a few days, a Seder tradition is taking a very non-traditional shape. Triangular matzah. And headwinds, AccuWeather, clouds, mid-sun at times today, and a mild high of 62. Increasing clouds tonight, though, rain arriving by morning, low 45. Sunny day, late morning warm.
The Yankees Rays wrap up their series in Tampa. The Rangers play the Capitals with Tuesday. The Islanders dabble in that.
The Vancouver Bloomberg Strong Job Report helped Wall Street rally the Dow up 144. Gillette cuts razor prices as their market share gets dinged by rival blade makers.
With news time 11:41. Time for traffic and transit on the ones with Karen Stewart.
Traffic being brought to you by CC's, and as we approach the afternoon hours, we get started with the midday construction work. We've got some problems around town, though, like on the New York State Thruway southbound, right near exit number 16. We've got debris on the roadway. No word on what that is. Police haven't arrived at the scene yet. Northern State eastbound from 106 and 7 to Seaford Oyster Bay Expressway exit of 36. We've got construction. The right lane blocked again until 3. New Jersey Turnpike car lane southbound near Carteret. Roadwork in the right lane.
Questions on the road?
But I know our state agency is very clear. Please jump. It's going to go through, but there's an opportunity that it might not.
Yep.
You know, we're going to try and do the right thing. So once that judge and DCF allows the adoption to go through, I don't think any court should reverse that decision unless there's like deceit or fraud back. I know we're talking about children, but you can apply the same standard, unless they were coerced and it's found to be coerced. Not just, I hate to say this, but a drug addict saying, oh, you know what, I was under the influence. That's not a defense in a court of law when you're drunk. Sorry, I was drunk, or I was on drugs, so I killed somebody. It's not a defense in the criminal courts, and it shouldn't be a defense, especially when it has to do with children.
All right, Sam, thank you very much. Yeah, no, I agree. And at least if there's a process with a time certainty and you know that everything has been cleared, and then you get the adoption process going where you're in the all clear, that's a good thing because there's light at the end of the tunnel. But if it's constant uncertainty, back and forth, one other lead, the father's saying this, the mother wants this, the grandparent is saying it's mine, that's very, very difficult. So maybe they do it right in Connecticut. I'm not familiar with it, but at least she had a good experience. Anyway, we hope to God that the mom, which is Tammy Dazing, and the father, Edward, get through this. And speaking of moms, boy, this mom must be so proud of her son. This son in China. He's 31 years old, Zheng Jiacha, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right, he has married a robot.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm just looking ahead, and everyone's shaking their head like, oh my God. Yeah, oh yeah, this must have been such a proud moment for her to see her 31-year-old son marry the robot of his dreams. He actually built the robot himself. And since he couldn't find a human spouse, you know, I mean, there's what, 1.2 billion people in China. He couldn't find one girl, one woman, even a guy, anybody that would want to marry him. Whoa. Anyway, so he builds this robot, and he basically said, you know what, I'm just getting tired. I'm getting tired of everyone bitching and moaning that I haven't gotten married yet. And he started to get the pressure building up, you know, nagging from his family, and so he said, all right, I'm going to get married. They just didn't think it was going to be a robot. So he actually dated the robot for 2 months. He put on a...
Is it anatomically correct?
I don't know, and I don't want to know. I really don't. Well, it looks like a female robot because
It's gay.
she has the traditional red garment on
It's gay.
for weddings.
It's a gay.
She has high heels, and I guess it's a woman robot. And you know, in China, part of the problem is not, look, there's 1.2 billion people in China. So I don't care how imbalanced this is between men and women, and that all has to do, of course, with the gender imbalance because of selective abortions and one-child policy in China. So it makes it a little harder for this guy to find the woman of his dreams, or the person of his dreams. But out of 1.2 billion, the ratio in China is actually 13 men, or 113 men for every 100 women, which is, that's you know, in statistics, that's kind of a lot. Here it's like, you know, almost even, 51, 49 point something, whatever it is. But so this guy actually had a whole ceremony where he got married to the robot. I don't know if they're going to have children or not. I'm not sure. I really don't want to know what he's doing. But he actually got in this black. This is a big day.
Does the robot look like a mechanical robot, or is it covered with skin?
Are you asking because...
No, I've had the same robot wife for 25 years.
That's right.
And we love each other. I want to make sure it's not like Danger Will Robinson.
Oh, no. By the way, Boston Space is one of my favorite shows of all time. It's on 3 a.m. on BTV, by the way. I DVR it every Sunday morning. I do. I watch it.
Get some rest.
No, I don't watch it at 3 in the morning. I watch it, you know, sometime on Sunday when I wake up. But you know, it doesn't look like a robot from Lost in Space. This looks like it looks like a female woman, but it's a robot. Let's not. I don't care what it looks like.
I mean, there's sex robots out now. Is it a sex robot?
No, it's not a sex robot. It's just a robot. I don't know what it's programmed to do, but it's a robot. This is where we should normally just, like, Tony, you're putting up your hands, where we should kind of say, you know, to each his own. But, hey, you guys read the line sometimes, right? However,
That's the danger of electrocution.
I don't know yet. I don't think they're having romantic naps together. As she's sparking. The whole thing here is, you could see this. Now, this is 11:48 a.m. What's the date? What is it, the 5th? It is April 5th, yes, April 5th. Okay. So April 5th, 2000, what year is it? 17. You could see 20 years from now, based upon where the courts are going, that this, in America, could be a legal marriage at some point. I'm serious. If the definition of marriage has been changed, and I read that whole definition of marriage changed by the Supreme Court, it basically says you have the right to love who you want. Or, at some point, it'll be what you want. And if somebody's saying, look, I can't find a human being that I'm compatible with. I can't find a woman or a man that I love. And so this robot brings me joy. I love the robot.
Why couldn't it just be like a common law robot?
I don't know. It seems pretty one-sided to me. He's going to get whatever he wants, right? She's never going to talk back to him. She's never going to... This is the world today. This is the world today. You know what's another part of the world today right here in America? There's a new poll that came out. And this is, I don't want to say not surprising, but it's a little... Gallup poll just came out. 67%, so 2 out of 3, which means 33%, that's a lot. 33% of self-identified Democrats say they are no longer proud to be an American. Think about that. A third of people in the United States who claim that they are Democrats, who identify as Democrats, say they are no longer proud to be an American.
Can they let go away?
That's down 11 points from a poll that was done sometime last year. And most of that is according to these Democrats because of Trump.
Can we ship them out?
Now, put the president aside, whomever it is, just like when it was Obama and I didn't agree with Obama, but I'm still a proud American. You're not proud of the country you live in? You're embarrassed, ashamed about the country you live in? Which brings up the next question. Why do you live here?
There you go. That's our point. Ship them out. Ship them out. Box them in. Ship them out.
That's what you want to do.
Put them
We'll
in a
wrap this
coffin.
thing
Put
up in
them
a little bit,
coffin.
take it right up to Rush at noon.
The White House is pushing a new GOP health care bill. We have that story at noon on 710 WOR.
Hi, my name is Victoria Hearst. My family's company, the Hearst Corporation, publishes a magazine called Cosmopolitan. I want to warn parents and all concerned adults that Cosmopolitan magazine, nicknamed Cosmo, contains explicit sexual material that is pornographic and hurts kids. The Hearst Corporation refuses to put a content warning on their magazine, so retail stores like Walmart are selling this filth to your children. Material harmful to minors laws across the country state that it is to sell Cosmopolitan magazine's pornographic content to anyone under 18. I'm working to make retailers like Walmart and others aware of this, and to have Cosmopolitan magazine labeled adult material so that it cannot be sold to minors. Please protect your children and see my website, CosmoHurtsKids.com. CosmoHurtsKids.com.
This is Len Merman from Len and Todd in the Morning, and I want to tell our listeners about our friends at Willoughby's Camera, New York City's oldest camera store since 1898. Located on 5th Avenue on the corner of 31st Street, Willoughby's Camera is the place to go. So why Willoughby's? It's personalized and friendly service. All their customers are treated like family, plus they're open 7 days a week. They carry a full range of products, from GoPros to drones, Canon, Sony, Olympus, Leica. In fact, they're the only Leica boutique in the city. Through April 9th, Willoughby's is doing a special offer for our WOR listeners. Bring in any used camera, whether it's working or not, and you get $100 off cameras and accessories valued at $299 or up. Again, through April 9th, that's a minimum $100 credit for any camera worth $299 or more. Willoughby's Camera on the corner of 5th Avenue and 31st near Madison Square Garden. That's 5th Avenue and 31st. Be sure to stop by Willoughby's Camera and trade in your cameras today. Tell them Len sent you.
Prices for gold, silver, diamonds, watches, and fine art are at an all-time high. Do you have any gold, silver, platinum, or graded coins? What about dollars of silver, Franklin mint sets, unique currency bills, and old stamp collection? The world-famous Plaza Gallery is now at 110 West 57th Street, New York City, right past the Russian Tea. Plaza Gallery finds all gold and diamond jewelry and watches, including Rolex, Judaica, and Patek Philippe, at the best prices. You can bring your items to Plaza Midtown Gallery at 110 West 57th Street for free appraisal. Plaza Galleries can also come to your home, bank, or office to view your items immediately. If you have anything Tiffany, Cartier, or Buccellati, Plaza Galleries will give you the highest price. Plaza Galleries also buy sports memorabilia, fine art, and antiques, or sports cars prior to 1970. Basically anything of value. Call Plaza for the highest cash offer now at 212-246-2000. That is 212-246-2000. Or toll free, 1-800-772-0054. Call and cash in now for record high prices.
Hi, I'm Brian Skidmore from 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Honey, the magic is here.
Great! I can hardly wait!
Come on in, guys. Thanks.
We point at junk and it disappears, right?
You've obviously heard the radio ads.
But those ads are true, aren't they? Point to something.
Anything at all.
Even if it's outside?
Anything.
That was fun.
I love this!
It's gone. All you have to do is point. I love this job. Me too. People are just so happy when their stuff disappears.
The house feels so much bigger!
Is there anything you'd like us to get from the attic?
Absolutely! Follow me!
How do you do that? We work until midnight, 7 days a week, so you never have to take off work to meet us. Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK, 1-800-GOT-JUNK, or visit 1-800-GOTJUNK.com.
If you need somebody to take care of a relative or an elderly person, if you need a home health care aide or a licensed nurse, you want somebody very good, somebody you can trust in your home, there's a really fine agency, the David York Home Health Care Agency. Now, this is a boutique agency. The finest home health care aides or registered nurses. They treat you like family. It's a wonderful company. Whenever you call, you can talk to the supervising nurse in charge. You can talk to the owner anytime you want. All of their home health care aides are carefully selected and checked out. They're very fussy about who they send into your home. So if you need somebody, call the David York Home Health Care Agency. The number is 800-885-0808. 800-885-0808. They'll take great care of you. They'll get you a really fine home health care aide or licensed nurse. The David York Home Health Care Agency. Call them at 800-885-0808. 800-885-0808.
For more information about contests on WOR, go to WOR710.com/rules.
Glenn Berman and Todd Schmidt in the morning. I found you guys about 6 months ago, and now I wake up every morning just to listen to you. New York's most entertaining. You guys are great.
And highest rated
Love you guys.
morning talk show. 6 till 10 on 710 WOR.
WOR and WAXQ HD2 New York.
Now more with Rob Astorino. And today from Mark Simone on 710 WOR.
My father texted me. He thinks I'm getting too controversial. I don't think so. You think so?
What about sex robots?
I don't know. Maybe sex robots. I don't know.
Dads know best, man.
They tend to. All right. I'm going to do nothing for the next 3 minutes. I don't want to do trouble. Night, everybody. No. I do want to talk about a couple more things before I hand the microphone over to Rush. There is a transgender candidate, which would be the first in the state of New York. She's in Westchester.
Well, you're not taking your father's advice.
No. I'm just breaking the news because people actually know who this person was when she was a male. David Browdy. Remember? Channel 4? You would know it if you saw him. He was on Channel 2 and Channel 4. And so David Browdy is now Kristen Browdy. And she lives in Newcastle, which is Chappaqua, where the Clintons live. And she has announced that she is running on the Democratic ticket for town supervisor against Robert Greenstein, who's a friend of mine. So, and to her credit, she has said, I'm not running as a transgender candidate. In other words, I'm not running on issues of transgender. I'm running to, fill potholes, sort of. We'll see if that's what it actually turns out to be, because I think this is going to be a cause to let now, especially with the Clintons right there. But, you know what? Everyone has the right to run, and whatever the real issues are for the townspeople there, that'll come out, and they'll debate, hopefully, the issues based on issues that matter to people in their neighborhoods and not social issues that we're debating around the country. But what are the odds of that happening? Anyway, oh my God, we've got to get out of here soon, right? It's almost noon. Jeff McKinney's here pointing out, saying, hey, look at that clock, buddy. You got to get out.
Small world. to school in St. Louis, Missouri, St. Louis Country Day School, with Brownie's brother.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, he's a St. Louis guy.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And I had read that he had changed, I guess, about a year ago. I read
Something like that, yeah.
I didn't know he was jumping in political.
Yeah. Anyway, it's been fun these 3 days. I don't know if I'm back tomorrow. We'll see. It just depends on how Mark Simone feels, and hopefully he feels better. Mark, we love you. We want you back on the airwaves, and the microphone is all
Yes,
yours.
we do, Mark.
So it was fun. I want your comments.
Press out of the
I got a few
bag.
during the show at Rob Astorino on Twitter. You go to Facebook, Instagram, all that kind of stuff. Of course, westchestergov.com or robastorino.com for all the other information. Anyway, it was fun doing it. I hope we're able to do more of it tomorrow or whenever. And thanks for listening. This is a great station. It's the voice of New York, 710 WR. Mets tonight, Rush next, followed by Sean, and then Mason's baseball.
Home of Len Berman and Todd Schnitt in the morning, and the New York Mets. 710 WOR, the voice of New York.
An iHeart radio station.
And we've got 53 degrees. 12 noon. Good afternoon. I'm Jeff McKinney. The top story in the New York area continues to be the commuter nightmare at Penn Station. Still reduced schedules there with 8 of 21 tracks out of commission. And life is not easy for New Jersey Transit, Amtrak, or Long Island Railroad passengers.
So now you're saying today it's worse?
Well, yeah, coming in, I came from myself on Long Island. I have to go to Elizabeth today. So I've been sitting here for the last 45 minutes. I just found out it's a holiday schedule for New Jersey, not Long Island. But all the apps are wrong. It doesn't reflect the holiday schedules. You have to go to the website. Then they raise fares there every so many months. They just raise fares on Long Island Railroad, $15 a month. So I paid $400. My wife comes into the city, that's $800 a month. That's insane, yeah.
Alex Duncan, Rossini, 710 WOR.
The White House is pushing hard to breathe new life into the GOP health care bill. Vice President Mike Pence huddled with House Republicans late last night on changes to the bill. The Trump administration wants the House to act on a new bill before the Easter recess next week. Heated debate in the UN Security Council over a new resolution to condemn Syria. That's going on the east side right now.
The resolution drafted by the U.S., France, and Britain condemns the chemical attack and demands full access to Syrian air bases, flight logs, and the names of helicopter crews who could have carried a chemical weapon. Russia has already signaled opposition, prompting this scolding from British Ambassador Matthew Rycroft.
Until Russia changes its ways, this Security Council will remain blocked. That is the sad reality that the world has got used to. They view us as a table of diplomats doing nothing.
Doctors Without Borders said patient symptoms are consistent with exposure to a chemical agent. Aaron Katersky, ABC News, New York.
A pilot is safe following the crash of an F-16 fighter jet just outside of Washington, D.C. A Prince George's County Fire Department spokesman says a pilot safely ejected from the plane before it went down in an uninhabited area not far from Joint Base Andrews in Maryland. That jet belongs to the Air National Guard. The value of a New York City medallion has plummeted to 21st century low.
A yellow cab medallion sold for just over $240,000 last week. That's less than a fifth of what it was going for in 2013, when some medallions sold for more than $1.3 million. Cabbies blame ride-sharing app companies like Uber and Lyft. We've got more than 50,000 cars on city streets compared to fewer than 14,000 yellow cabs. I'm Sarah Lee Kessler on 710 WOR.
Lawmakers on the Senate Homeland Security Committee all agree that the U.S. needs to tighten security along its southwest border, but no one at yesterday's committee hearing said they're convinced that a continuous wall is the way to go. Both Democrats and Republicans feel a wall is appropriate in at least some areas. American firms are hiring. Today's ADP jobs report shows the economy added 263,000 private sector jobs in March. That's almost 100,000 more than economists had forecast. It's a solid advance over February's revised 245,000 total. The maker of Splenda has filed a lawsuit against the IHOP and Applebee's restaurant chains for allegedly saying they offer Splenda when they really don't.
It's very similar to a case filed by Splenda maker Heartland Consumer Products against Dunkin' Donuts last year. Indiana-based Heartland claims IHOP and Applebee's sell sweetener with packaging similar to Splenda, and when asked, employees tell customers the Chinese-produced knockoff is indeed Splenda. In the lawsuit, Heartland is seeking punitive damages and wants the restaurants to identify to customers it is not serving Splenda. Guide Equity, which runs the two restaurant chains, stopped selling Splenda back in 2013. Ryan Burrow, ABC News.
A counterfeit Oakland Raiders apparel is already surfacing ahead of the team's move. The Las Vegas Sun says unlicensed black caps with the script Las Vegas Raiders are on the shelves at a store inside the Mandalay Bay Resort. Those caps, $30 a piece. The forecast coming up.
Hi, Jennifer York here. People have asked me, with all these tax relief firms out there, which one can you really trust? Well, I only recommend Rush Tax Resolution. I know the guys at Rush Tax, and they get amazing results for their clients. Rush Tax Resolution has an A rating, the BBB, with an unheard of zero complaint history. One client who's with the NFL owed over $35,000 in penalties, and Rush was able to have them 100% removed. Another client owed $90,000, and Rush settled with the IRS for only $100 total. Rush Tax has been able to get bank levies and wage garnishments released within hours. They won't take your case unless they can help you, period. So call 855-IRS-CALL, 855-477-2255, and receive a confidential free IRS transcript investigation and strategy analysis. That is a $1,500 value for free. The number call, 855-IRS-CALL, 855-477-2255, or rushtaxresolution.com.
Here's a WOR Weather Channel forecast. Mets and Braves will face off tonight at Citi Field, 7:10 first pitch. The forecast will see temperatures in the upper 50s with partly cloudy skies in the forecast. Rain will hold off until after the game. Sunshine here this afternoon, 63. Clouds with showers overnight tonight, low 43. Rain on the way for tomorrow, mid-50s. Richard Wedding at the Weather Channel on 710 WOR.
This report brought to you by LifeLock. Do you use public Wi-Fi? That increases your chance of identity theft. One reason you need LifeLock. Free credit monitoring may show changes to your credit. LifeLock's U.S.-based team helps resolve identity theft issues. Sign up fast at LifeLock.com. Use promo code RISK to save 10%.
Markets up on a good jobs report. The Dow up 138 to 20,827. The Nasdaq up 25. The S&P 500 has added a dozen points. This portion of the news is brought to you by LifeLock. Use public Wi-Fi that increases your chance of identity theft. One reason you need LifeLock. Free credit monitoring may show changes to your credit. LifeLock's U.S.-based team helps resolve identity theft issues. Sign up fast at LifeLock.com. Use promo code RISK to save 10%. Next news, 12:30. Breaking news at once on 710 WOR. Wake up with Len Berman and Todd Schmidt in the morning. 6 till 10 tomorrow morning. I'm Jeff McKinney. 710 WOR, an NBC News radio station. 54 degrees at 12:06.
The Sean Hannity Show. Today from 3 till 6. 710 WOR. It's the Rush Limbaugh Show.
They might hire Susan Rice to replace him. Well, I mean, how about that? Would that not be an interesting twist? Hi, folks. How you doing? Great to have you here. Rush Limbaugh back at it. Here at the Excellence in Broadcasting Network, 800-282-22. If you want to be on the program, the email address, rushball@EIP.us. Okay, so the left has a scout. According to numerous media sources, Steve Bannon, the #1 strategist for Donald Trump, has been stripped of his security. As you know, Bannon was initially placed on the National Security Council. And when this happened, there were outcries from all segments and sectors and quarters of the political media complex. It was unheard of. It was never done before. You never put a political guy like Susan Rice. You never put a political person at the National Security Council. National security isn't political. This just isn't done. This is outrageous. And so the left added another arrow in the quiver that they were aiming at the Trump people, including Bannon. They have hated the fact that Bannon got this gig. From the day Bannon got the gig, they have despised it, they have been envious, they have been jealous. It's unheard of. So they have been making moves subtly to discredit Bannon throughout the media. You know, the Washington Post did I'm not kidding you. Washington Post did a 4-3/4 multiple page, thousands of word story on all the different places Bannon has lived in his life, to try to indicate he's not stable, that the guy doesn't put down roots anywhere. And I guess as a result, you can't trust him.
ever since Trump decided to make him the #1 strategist. Because, you know, Bannon was a bright one. That supposedly meant that Bannon was all right. That supposedly meant that Bannon was a white supremacist. That supposedly meant that Bannon was a populist and not a conservative. And that supposedly meant that Bannon was a really, really dangerous guy. So the news here is that President Trump reportedly has removed Steve Bannon from the National Security Council. Bloomberg has it, Fox News has it, Drudge is leading with it. Bannon joined Trump's campaign last year as chief executive officer. Then, after the election, he became Trump's chief strategist. Bannon's removal comes as part of a larger reorganization of the National Security Council. Homeland Security Advisor Tom Bossert has also had his role downgraded, Bloomberg reported, citing a person familiar with the decision. Anyway, this is all going to be reported as a major demotion, and the left is going to be claiming and acting like they just got a scalp, that they are forcing Trump to make moves. And they're going to be speculating what next will happen, what next will Bannon lose, what next will Trump take away from him. Is Bannon on the way out? Is that what this means? And if Bannon's on the way out, then maybe that's going to be a signal that Trump is moderating. I can see all of this now, but I just want to prepare you for it. Now, I also think, ladies and gentlemen, well, it has scrolled out of view. The original tweet that Donald Trump stated that Trump Tower was being surveilled, wiretapped, and so forth by President Obama. With the Susan Rice stuff, it's beginning to look more and more like there is something to that. And Trump is, as time passes, generally proved correct in these allegations, predictions, accusations that he makes. The Susan Rice story continues, it builds, and so forth, and a lot of people are trying to make her actions criminal when they may not be per se. Clearly you have abuses of power here. And I must point out that my friend Andy McCarthy just published a post in National Review making this point. Now that doesn't mean that if, for example, she is called to testify before a committee or two, or if she has to do an FBI interview, and she's been interviewed before, what if they could get her on a process crime? What if she has lied? Look, this woman lies repeatedly. She lied to Andrea Mitchell, NBC News in Washington, or she lied to whoever she spoke to prior to Andrea Mitchell, or she lied about Benghazi. The woman lies. The odds are, if she testifies, she might make herself vulnerable to one of these famous Martha Stewart process crimes in which it would become criminal. So it is clear that there is something highly irregular here. It is very clear that the Obama administration was surveilling the Trump people. It is very clear that the purpose of the surveillance was to undermine the Trump campaign. And then it becomes very clear that the purpose of the surveillance was to undermine the presidency once Trump won it. When I say very clear, I'm saying to me, I don't have any doubts about what went on here. And I think it's splitting hairs to say, well, they weren't really targeting Trump officials. How do you know? I mean, look at Obama owes electoral victories to this exact kind of thing. Look at all these sealed divorce decrees that Obama succeeded in getting unsealed about his opponents running for state senate and then United States senator. We know that Obama wiretapped and spied on Angela Merkel. We already know that this is a pattern of behavior by Obama and his presidency, his White House. So why is it difficult to assume? It seems to me it's intelligence guided by experience. Or experience guided by intelligence. That if Obama wanted to find out and get dirt on Trump people, he knows how to do it. He's done it before. Angela Merkel, Prime Minister of Germany, or President, whatever, Chancellor, whatever title it is. So none of this is something that hasn't happened before. All of it has happened before. the famous linear thinking, philosophical thinking way to go. It's much easier to believe that something that has happened could happen again or will happen. In fact, it's much harder to believe that something that hasn't happened will happen. If you follow that, it's pretty straightforward. And in the case of Obama, it's all happened before. Every bit of this has happened before. The way this would happen on purpose, you knowingly surveil foreign targets who you know are going to be talking to members of the Trump transition team. You knowingly surveil people who are going to be targeting, listening, talking to Trump candidates. Transition team. Administration team. And you can respond, well, when we were targeting Trump, we were targeting, say, the Russian ambassador, or whoever else, the Turkish ambassador, whoever it might be. But the real purpose of it was to get to the American side of the conversation. You'd never be able to go to a FISA court and get a warrant for that, but you will always be able to get permission and a warrant to surveil foreign. When you target the ones you know to be talking to people you want to eavesdrop on or surveil, and it looks like that's exactly what happened. Maybe you don't have any target to this. In terms of the weekend, the right to make it to the weekend thing, $250,000 for the 20-minute meaningless speeches. Why wasn't any of that? And it was, why do we not know it? If Hillary Clinton campaign officials were surveilled in the same way Trump's people were, then maybe they could say that this wasn't political. Maybe they could say, no, we were strictly engaging in what we have to do to protect the national security of the United States. But if they were making no effort to find out who was exercises a nuclear option, the country will never be the same again. We're going to be tearing down the very fabric which built the greatness of our country. I just sit there and laugh at this. The left conveniently forgets everything that happened prior to last November. And things from this November on are unique and have never happened before, and the Republicans are walking down a dangerous road. There's a fork in the road, and they're going to take it, and the country hangs in the balance, and it's as though none of this has ever happened. It's like the government shutdown. We have a party reversal here. The Democrats are thinking of shutting down the government at the end of this month, because there has to be a budget funding bill authorized. There's going to be, just as the House submits, Trump submits, there's going to be a bunch of riders to the budget that feature conservative values, such as actually some of these other things that Trump has started with executive orders. The Democrats say, you can't do that. You can't do that. That's not our values. You can't do that. The Republicans are saying, you lost the election. We won the election. We are the election. The Democrats Democrats are saying, we do not respect your authority. We do not consider that you are. Your election was illegal and tainted, and therefore we don't respect you. And so if you attach the things that you believe to this budget, then we're going to shut down the government, and we're going to blame you. And the media is going to blame you, and therefore everybody's going to think that you guys shut down the government again, because your Republicans all be shut down the government, even when you don't. Republicans who won the election will implement their ideas, their ideology, as is what happens in a constitutional republic. The Democrats refuse to accept the authority. The Republicans won the election, therefore they refuse to accept the authority of Republicans. And in this whole Supreme Court fight, where we're headed is at the end of all of this, the Democrats are going to even strip moral authority from the Supreme Court if they're not careful. Right now, where we are in our country, you know this as well as I do, it has simply a thought that the Supreme Court is the final word on every controversial political and cultural issue, right? Whenever there's a dispute, it ends up in the courts, in political, in legal, in all ways, it ends up in the Supreme Court. What the Supreme Court says is the end of it, right? That was never intended. That's how there's a court assumed that has responsibility in a case called Marbury versus Met. The fact that it was never intended is neither here nor there for the purpose of this discussion. Why is that the assumed straight constitution
Cover the sales tax on everything in our stores. We've got incredibly low prices on beautiful hardwood, bamboo, laminate, vinyl, and more, starting at just 59 cents. Plus, the sales tax is on us, but only until Tuesday. When you want quality hardwood, trust the flooring experts and visit lumberliquidators.com to find a store near you. Valid in New Jersey locations only, April 5th to April 11th, 2017.
Everything we tried failed except the Dynavite.
the standard run-of-the-mill tests and treatments.
Cortisone, multiple creams, antibiotics, spray, multiple prescriptions,
Steroid injection.
spray, steroid cream.
No results.
It was neglect. The other owners didn't care enough about him to take care of him and to give him the nutrition he needed.
A nutritional supplement like Dynavite.
To be the healthy, happy dog he is today. DINOVITE.com. If you want the dog to be healthy, you gotta feed it something healthy. Put some nutrition in your dog. The vet that I trust recommended Dinovite. The dog I have today, because of Dinovite, is a sparkle in his eye, a lush coat, healthy skin.
When you rescue a dog, you've got to feed him right for life.
Dinovite will make your dog a happy dog. Dinovite is nutrition.
Dynavite for life.
859-428-1000.
859-428-1000.
DINOVITE.com.
I can remember it like it was yesterday. More than a month ago, I went out to Bergen County with James, our sales exec, the Staten Island kid. And we visited the Jewish Home Family. It's 2 facilities for seniors in Bergen County. And having been to many senior citizen facilities, you give it the schnoz test right away. You walk into the foyer of the building, and if it has that senior citizen smell, the home has that smell, then you know it ain't right. They may be taking you on the cook's tour, they may be claiming that they're 5-star top shelf, but you know they're selling you wolf tickets. So there was no stink. The hairs of my nostrils were not twirling around. And it's also reflective of the management. Do the actual tenants, the clients, the men and women who are living there in the assisted living facility or coming there for all the activities during the day, do they really know the suits? So I remember Ezra met us. It was in the parking lot. We walked into the foyer. And then we immediately met Lauren B. Levant. She's the executive director. And each one of the senior citizens knew who both Ezra and Lauren were. And it's not like they were fair weather friends. They were talking about things that just happened there. Later on, I met Joanne DiPola. She's the senior director, Annette Lipman and Annette Myers. And as we were walking through both facilities, the seniors who were living there knew them. They had up-close and personal experiences. So they weren't just taking me on the cook's tour. And it was great to see the seniors, men and women. They have their own little palazzo, their own little apartments, whether they're there for long-term care or rehab. And then the great thing about the Jewish home family is they also provide home health care aides. So they can take care of your mom or dad either in your home if they're still living with you or if they're living in their own home. And they'll pick up your mom and dad at your house or their own home and bring them to their facility for a day full of activities. Tai Chi, art, music, arts and crafts, the whole 9 yards. And you don't have to be Jewish. I know it says the Jewish home family, but I met quite a few Gentiles there. Give them a call, 1-877-CARE-LINE. That's 1-877-CARE-LINE. Or visit them online at jewishhomefamily.org. That's jewishhomefamily.org. And tell them Curtis Lewa sent you.
Live, local, on Curtis and Coopy, 77 WABC.
Johnny's public enemy with Flavor Flav with a clock around his neck that I'd like to strangle him with. Singing Fight the Cow, and it's so appropriate as a re-entry song to an article that hit all the papers today. But apparently, as Black Lives Matter was growing in strength here in the New York area, the Intel was finding recruits mostly at their academy before graduation because they're probably of the same age range as members of Black Lives Matter, and getting them to infiltrate and become members and basically rat on all of their activities.
Well, basically, like 1/7 of any Black Lives Matter demonstration consisted of NYPD officers. They really helped swell the numbers, and we're very happy about that. It is true that they used, and I'm going to guess that the primary infiltrators were cadets or NYPD members who happen to be African American, probably some whites as well, because Black Lives Matter was never a black-only movement. There were a lot of whites and so there's lots of opportunities, and it's one of these open organizations. It's not a membership organization, like you apply for membership, you go through a background check and a screening process, you get your BLM card, and now you're a BLM member, entitled to vote and, discounts on all your favorite BLM merchandise. It's like you want to be in Black Lives Matter, you show up at a demonstration, you chant loudly, you offer to make signs. Hey, I'll make signs at the next one. Oh, great. Well, we're going over to, Raheem's house to make signs.
Printing. Oh, I'll go pick it up for you. You don't have a set of wheels?
Yeah, no, I got a car. It's not a problem. And
that, you see, my radar would go up, my divining rod, and would say, wait a second, this guy, they're a little too aggressive. They're a little too helpful. They're a little too willing to get involved because as they're going to the printer, they're seeing who our vendors are. As they're networking with some of the other members, they're having nice little chats, personal conversations. You better keep an eyeball on this guy or gal because, I don't know, something about me says 5-0. 5-0.
But,
gotta have street smarts for that.
This is an open group that is not engaged in criminal activity, or if you want to call it criminal activity, it's, die-ins and sit-ins and that kind of thing.
They're like screw-ups. They like to collect nuts. It doesn't mean they use most of the nuts, but they like to make a file.
No, that's fine. It gives them something to do. It keeps them literally on the streets and in trouble, because if you're going to be down with BLM, you got to participate in the demonstration.
Right,
So you call a demonstration. There was one group, in fact, 7 people, one of whom was a cop. That's great. hey, okay, we got an extra body there sitting down,
Now,
so I think it's all good.
All they're doing is just reporting that, oh, the group is actually going to march to the east side instead of the designated route, the west side. That's cool.
Yep.
What I object when cops go undercover is when they become agent provocateurs, when they actually start making suggestions that would point to crossing the line of what might be just civil disobedience to criminality.
Right, and we've seen that before in many police infiltrations. The other thing that is dangerous about police infiltration is they collect a lot of personal information about people and who's sleeping with who, and if you decide you want to launch a counterintelligence attack on that group, then you deploy this information to create divisions and chaos within the group.
And the easy thing now that you didn't have available years ago, when Ron, you were at the barricades in the anti-war movement against the Vietnam era war, was now it's the age of selfies. Everybody wants to take a selfie, so you could actually put together an entire portfolio of almost the entire membership of that day's march or that night's activity because everybody wants to take selfies.
That's right. And the people who are engaged in actual serious criminal activity, they're not like an open group. It's not like, hey, we're gonna blow up the South African Airways office. Who wants to join us? Kind of thing. That's the anti-apartheid era.
Too. All right. Anyway, let's go to the phones. First up in the queue is Bobby calling from Brooklyn. Welcome to Curtis and Kuby here on WABC. Bobby.
Hey, Curtis, Kuby, you guys are the best. I think the NYPD is in their legal bounds to investigate. That's one of their functions. But I also think it's very dangerous. You know, as we look at the federal level right now, there's like a simultaneous scandal going on, whether the executive branch can investigate the legislative branch. Just like what we're having in the city.
Let's keep our focus on this, Bobby. And the question as to whether it's legal depends upon a consent decree that the NYPD entered into a long time ago that restricted their infiltration of legal, peaceful organizations.
And what was that called, Ron?
Handshoe.
What is that? Handshoe is the president of Red China who's coming to visit President Trump tomorrow at Mar-a-Lago.
No.
Handshoe.
No, this was Barbara Handshoe. She's not.
Handshoe.
Anyway, to be more details of this are going to come out.
Handshoe is what I wear in my hands when I try to do a
hand shoes. Oh, hey, Curtis, you've really taken over the punditry here, haven't you? I gotta say, it's no funnier when you do it.
In my initial days of organizing the Guardian Angels,
Coscarelli was out at a comedy club with 12 people, and a quarter of them were management of this station, and apparently it was awful.
Yeah, he bombed. But
we're all surprised he's not fired.
But anyway, in my early days of organizing the Guardian Angels, some of my best recruits I could almost identify as being undercover cops because they were so willing to do everything. We'll drive you here, we'll take you here, we'll pick this up. Hey, we'll starch your underwear,
and we appreciate that. We in the movement, guys, we do appreciate you helping out, lending a car, lending us a few bucks.
You know what my response would be, Ron? Strip that guy. That guy's stripped. He's hiding it. Why? He's like my best guy. That's the problem.
Can we strip him?
He's undercover 5-0. I can smell him with my schnoz.
Can we strip him after he picks up the leaflets? Because we really need somebody to pick up the leaflets.
Well, let me think about that.
Meantime, we're going to go to talk about a big ruling affecting Facebook yesterday by the New York State's highest court. I'll break it down, and we're going to have some news headlines with Ken Duffy.
Diet.com studios. 77 WABC, New York News.
Bannon bounced. One of President Trump's key advisors removed from the NSC. Mostly cloudy, 55 degrees. I'm Ken Duffy. The story she'll be talking about on 77 WABC. President Trump just kicked his chief strategist, Stephen Bannon, off the National Security Council. A newly revised memo shows Bannon no longer serves on the Council's Principals Committee, which meets to discuss national security matters. But Margaret Talent with Bloomberg Politics says don't expect to see Bannon completely out of the picture.
Bannon retains all of his security clearances, and Steve Bannon retains the ability in his capacity to walk in and sit down at a national security meeting and council meeting anytime he wants to.
Trump also restored the Director of National Intelligence and the Joint Chief Chairman to the NSC's Principals Committee. A crazy case last night in the Bronx where a guy is accused of trying to steal 2 different cars
cars, crashing twice, and shooting a postal worker in the process. 27-year-old Clarence Brooks allegedly went after the first car to steal on East 232nd Street in the Wakefield section, where he was confronted by a postal worker driving his truck. A shot was fired at some point at the truck as Brooks got away from the car to a vehicle a few blocks away. Brooks then allegedly carjacked somebody else, taking that car and then crashing that car before he was arrested. The postal worker will survive. He was grazed by a bullet to the shoulder. The Turkish government believes chemical weapons were used during an attack on civilians in Syria this week. More than 70 dead, hundreds injured. More from CNN's Ben Wedeman at the Syrian-Turkish border.
We saw the Turkish Emergency and Disaster Relief Organization